Good morning, it's Tuesday. I've been watching out for the postman. So I'm just sitting up near my front gate. I ordered some Atelier Brunette from Steph in Fabric Romance last week. She got some of the new collection in and it is gorgeous. Now it absolutely flew out, oh god, between hairs and grass. It absolutely flew off her shelf and I think it was on Saturday evening, I was dithering over what I was going to make because you know the way I try to order now with a plan in mind. And I had 2 meters of this in my basket, and when I got up Sunday morning and took the plunge to actually order it, there was only a meter left. So I think there's a meter and a little bit, it's just the end of the roll. This is going to be a top, I think. I'm going to make, well, I think there's only enough in it for a top. It's only a metre. It's going to be, I think, the Nina Lee Park Lane top. So I think that'll be really, really nice. And then I got 2 meters of the same fabric, only in the ochre colour. And this is going to be a McCalls wrap dress. I can't think of the number of it. I did a lot of searching to see what would I actually make with this, because I mean these fabrics are absolutely gorgeous, but they're not cheap, so I really wanted to have a plan first. So yeah, I love this. It's a really cool print. So I ordered the pattern from Minerva Crafts on Saturday, and I know it's going to take a while for it to arrive because their postage is slow at the moment, because I know they're absolutely overwhelmed with orders. Now I did go onto the fold line to see if I could order it there, and they did have the pattern, but the postage was $7.95 and I'm just not willing to pay that. I just think that's absolutely mad. I mean, I'm in Ireland, the patterns are expensive enough, they're $10.50, and I do like the McCalls because they have the different cup sizes, but no, I can't. Why is postage £7.95 to post to Ireland? I don't understand it. If anybody can explain that to me, I would really appreciate it. I can't imagine it could cost any more than £4 to post that to me. And I know the Royal Mail is really slow at the moment, and I don't mind that, but no, £7.95? No, that's mad. That's mad. So I'm going to go back in now because I'm very aware that I'm sitting in my front garden and there's a lot of walkers that go by, so somebody could be listening going, what in the name of God is that one at? So yeah, very excited. Oh, and I got some, well no, I got the wrong needles actually. I thought they were stretch. Oh no, I got standard needles. I was sure I put stretch. Oh, I'm having no luck with needles lately, although I did get stretch needles from Maeve's, so I'm hoping that they're going to sew the viscose for me, if they don't, or the viscose jersey, because I really suffered. You'll see the pain in my face in my last vlog, or 2 vlogs back actually, I think, and I haven't solved it on the sewing machine yet, so yeah, whoops, I obviously ordered the wrong needles, but anyway, yeah, we've all done it, haven't we? They won't go to waste. They're normal needles. Hello, so it's Thursday and it's absolutely boiling. It's been boiling since the morning, so I just wanted to show you the cushions are finished on the couch, so I am thrilled with those. They have made such a difference. It's like an absolutely new couch. And the chair is done as well, and the other chair. So yeah, delighted. I've had that job on my mind for definitely a year and I just never got around to it because I never had time. So now that I've time, I'm absolutely delighted that they're actually done. So yeah, absolutely delighted, and I was so happy to throw the old material into the bin. It gave me such joy. It was brilliant, and I recycled the zips out of the original cushions, so that was good as well. I have these lovely bee cushions just in case anybody asks, and I got the front panels from, oh, I'll have to have a look, Textile Express, I think. I don't know, I could be wrong. So there are the bees, and I also got the cactus, and I have a red cactus over here. So you basically buy the front of them and then you make them into a cushion. They're really cool. I really love them. So I just put, God, the sun is so strong. I'm not complaining. So I just put a red satin on the back and I have a feather filler inside. So I've made these definitely a year, I'd say. I really love these. They're really quirky and they do a huge range of different prints. I think they're their own prints. So they're lovely. They've been out here for a full summer and they haven't even faded. And I actually thought they would fade because everything else fades out here with the amount of sun we get. Now usually I have a throw on the back of the couch there, but that's gone in for the wash because the weather is so good. It's great weather for drying. So in last week's vlog I mentioned that I was doing a lot of work sewing. So I had a few people who asked me could I show them a little bit of my work sewing. And yeah, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I do. So this is my conservatory and we use this as a conservatory obviously during the summer when my work is quiet, and it's just off where I do my actual work. So this is boiling hot in here and then I walk into my room and it's actually cool. So yeah, this is lovely. So just for anybody who doesn't know, I make Irish dancing dresses. So here's two I made earlier, as they say. So I can't actually show you any work in progress, obviously, because every dress I make is made bespoke for the customer. So I can't show you any that I'm working on at the moment. Now, to be fair, I'm not actually working on many. They've all been postponed because of the current situation, of course. But yeah, I thought I'd put these two out. I'm going to set up my camera now so that I can show you and walk. Now, so I'm in my, what I call my work sewing room. So I'm actually wearing an Ogden cami today. I keep forgetting to mention, this I got last year as part of the Ogden cami swap. It was really fun. So yeah, I love this. I'm not a massive fan of the Ogden cami because I think it's just that little bit kind of floaty. But on a day like today, yeah, this is lovely, lovely and breezy. But for anybody who hasn't seen my previous vlogs, I've talked about what I do in my very first video on YouTube, which I did late last year, and it's my introducing myself video. So if you'd like to see that and hear a little bit more about me, click on that. I'll put the little thingy up here. I make Irish dancing dresses. So I have two layers to my business. I make dresses bespoke for the customer. So customer, a mum, a teacher, all three, just a mum and a daughter, will come, we'll do a design consultation and we will come up with a design for the dress and then I make it to measure. And then the other part of my business is I make ready-to-wear dresses. So for the people who are just too nervous about having something bespoke and who just can't visualize, and there's loads of those people out there, I make a ready-to-wear range. So I make a little collection a few times a year and people come and try them on and they see exactly what they're getting. And it is, I have to say, an awful lot less stressful for a mum and a daughter and a teacher because they can see what they're getting. Whereas having something made bespoke, you have to have done it a few times really before you gain a little bit of confidence. Now I've just moved position and pulled some blinds down so that I can actually show you the dresses I'm trying to talk about. So the dresses are very, of course, influenced by fashion, believe it or not. These probably don't look like Irish dancing dresses at all to people who have a vision of what Irish dancing dresses look like. So this one here has a lace sleeve and it's covered in little crystals. And this dress has a Georgette sleeve. So sleeves are a big part of the fashion at the moment, and I think that's great because it makes the dresses lighter, because these girls who dance have to dance in extreme pressure and under a lot of lighting, under a lot of makeup, under yeah, a lot of stress and in usually quite packed dance halls. So there's a lot of heat involved in a day for a dancer. So a lighter dress that they can breathe in is amazing. And of course the girls, you know, they love a light dress. So I try to make my dresses as light as possible. Just so that they can dance and they can move and they can show more energy, because that's all something that the judges look for, obviously. So I try to make them as light as possible, because then you add the bling. So the bling is these crystals that you see on the dresses. So they're, you know, they're very blingy. They catch the light, and they are they're a big part of the dresses. The girls love the bling, and so do the mammies and so do the dance teachers. So it's when the bling gets added to the dresses, that's when the weight starts. So I use crystals that I import from China. So they come in little packets, and they are glass crystals, and they're all individually attached. So any dress can have from 1200 crystals upwards, and each of that 1200 are applied by hand. So this is what they look like. So there's a nice little, you can see a good little shimmer of them. So they come in loads and loads and loads of different colours. So these are the AB ones. I can never think what the AB stands for, but these are the ones that do all the bling. And then you have the big ones. So these are the ones that they're the ones that add the weight. So basically every dress is made up of each of 8 pieces. So there's a front, 2 backs, obviously. It's the very same as making a dress for yourself. So front, 2 backs, the zip is at the back. It's generally a jacket zip, so it's nice and strong because, you know, they're pulled up and down. They're actually very close fitting. There's 2 sleeves, and then there's 3 parts of the skirt. So there's 1 front and 2 backs. And the skirts are stiffened. So underneath the skirt is what they call the boards. So this is made so that the skirt will pop up and down when they're dancing. And that's a mandatory part of every dress. Now the skirts are very short. And the reason for that, and it's not it's not pageantry, it's so that the judges can see their legs. And plus the girls do a lot of movement from their hip. So if their skirts are very long, they can't bend their hip, basically, their legs at their hip. So yeah, that's the reason for the skirts being very short. So yeah, that's basically a dress. I'll show you the back of this one. Love the back of this one. So this one has a big pop of pink at the back, and that's all completely crystalled there. And then down to the skirt. So it's a stunning dress, this one. They're all stunning. So I'm just going to show you my machine. So I have one machine there, as you can see, and I have another machine here, and it's got a massive frame so that a front can be embroidered. This frame is actually 120 long by 55 high, and the other one is 120 long by 50 high. So I'll just take this off the stand and I can show you something better. Now, so it's a little bit easier to show you this way. So this is the machine, and it's got its little computer panel there, and that's where the design gets input. So it gets input from a USB stick, and then the position on the frame here has to be chosen, and pick all the colours. Now I don't have many colours on the machine at the minute because I'm doing a bit of a rethread and a bit of a clean. So I use all Madeira threads. I have them in loads and loads of colours. So I have this unit here with all the different colours, and there's still some in the cupboard here as well. So a massive range of colours. Now I've left stocks run low at the moment as well, because this would be the end of my season for dresses anyway. So, and I usually just order what I need. There's same colours really goes into every order, unless there's a very specific one that somebody wants. So yeah, I'm just going to show you very briefly. I've just opened up, this is a collar, so that's 2 parts of the collar. That's another 2 little parts onto the dress as well, so technically there's 10. I've already done one little bit of the embroidery here. Now I'm just doing this as a test for you, because obviously I can't put on something that is for a customer. So I'm just going to press the start button here. So I'm just doing a little bit of maintenance on the machine at the moment because I'm having a little bit of problems. So I'm changing all the needles, cleaning, oiling, and it's got the very same as your normal sewing machine. It's got a bobbin down here, so it's filled. Now that all has to be hoovered out and dusted as well. So that's where that gets threaded. So the only time that machine should stop when it has been pressed to go is basically if a bobbin runs out or it breaks a thread, and at the moment it's breaking a thread, so I have to find out why. And it's the same as a domestic sewing machine. You just have to go through the motions of doing the oiling, doing the cleaning, changing the needle, changing the bobbin, rethreading, you know, the usual. And then apart from the embroidery machines, I have my industrial machine, which is a walking foot. So it will walk along over great thicknesses, because I can tell you under those skirts there's massive thicknesses. So this machine is possibly, I think I bought this in maybe 2006-07, so it is running really smoothly, touch wood. It is going through a little bit of breaking threads as well at the moment, so it's been a bit bold. So for any dress with the 8 pieces plus the collar, it takes about 3 days between the 2 machines to embroider all the pieces, all depending on the amount of embroidery in the actual dress. So it's, yeah, it's quite time consuming. Every piece of the dress has to be designed and digitized on a computer package. So I use a digitizing software on my computer. And basically when that dress is done, that digitizing is of no use again, because every single dress is individual. Now, when I say of no use, some little parts of it could be used again, so possibly the shoulders could be used, or maybe I might use it for just like an outline of another dress, or possibly parts of the skirt could be done. Like you couldn't even use the pieces in a different colour for somebody else's dress, because that's somebody's design, so you can't redo that. I usually have like a little theme to my ready-to-wear dresses, so some of them can be kind of similar because they are a little collection and they're my own designs. So yeah, so the machines aren't working at the moment. I'm doing a bit of maintenance on them, and I'm just finishing up pieces that I had done just before everything happened. And I'm also just, yeah, maintenance, cleaning the machines, trying to figure out why were they breaking threads beforehand when it was ultra busy and I didn't have time, and I just had to keep getting up and down to press the button. So yeah, all that maintenance is happening, and I'm stock taking on threads and bobbins and everything else as well. So I hope that was a nice little insight into my work. Good morning. So it's Sunday morning. I've already done a little bit of sewing this morning. I've cut out a skirt a couple of weeks ago when I was cutting out this dress. And I set into doing the skirt last night. It was just sitting there. I had white on the overlocker, I had white on the sewing machine, so I thought I'm going to make the skirt. So I'll show you the skirt first. Really like it. This is my ready-to-wear broad triangle top that I just love, and this is my skirt. So it's lovely and swishy. It's quite a crisp cotton fabric, and it's got massive pockets. So this is the skirt that I make from the bottom half of my McCalls pattern that I love. I'll put in a picture. I actually can't find it at the moment, so I have the pattern pieces taken out of it and I can't find the pattern. And that's really annoying because I made this room so organised. So I've obviously put it down somewhere random and I can't find it. But yeah, this came together really nicely. Now I will admit, the waistband feels a little bit tighter than it normally does, but I know that over the last couple of weeks I have put on a little bit of extra weight. And that's just simply from eating far too much and moving far too little. So yeah, I'm taking that in hand. I started being an awful lot better this week. So yeah, this is going to fit me so much nicer in another couple of weeks. I'm very croaky this morning. And then I'm as far as just putting in the snap fasteners in this dress. And now it's quite early in the morning here, so my daughter's still asleep, so I won't start whacking the hammer on the floor this morning. I might actually bring it outside because it's really nice. So yeah, today's weather update is it's another amazing looking day out. It's going to be another 24, 25 degrees. So yeah, I may be out later banging the snaps into this. So yeah, this is my dress almost done. And yeah, again, tried this on, feels a little bit snugger. So anyway, we won't worry about that. I've put a snap fastener each side of where the waistband is, just in case they're going to pop. Now I do plan to put a belt over this, and I had talked about a white belt that I have, and I took out my white belt this morning and it actually has a gold buckle on it, so that's a bit annoying because I'm going to put silver snaps on this. So anyway, hey, it's not the end of the world. Oh, and I put a label into the back of this as well. So yeah, I love that little touch. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not mad about the collar, but I'm going to go with it for the moment. It stands, I already made it a little bit narrower and it's still just too, I don't know, it's just a little bit too masculine, I think, kind of. So I'll have to play with that a little bit when it's on. Yeah, so delighted. I could call this almost finished. It's going to be finished today. Skirt is finished today, so that's a bonus. And the other thing that I've started into is I have laid out a bateen dress on the floor here. I'm going to show you how I lay it out on 1.5 meters. And I'm going to cut that out today and possibly sew it later. Not quite sure. It's actually really nice out and the lawns need cutting, so yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah, I've got, sorry, I'm rambling. I have a lovely double gauze bateen, and I've actually worn it quite a lot lately because it's really comfy to wear when it's really warm out, and still my shoulders are covered, which is great because no matter what amount of sun cream I seem to put on, I still get a bit of burning on the shoulders, so I find it great for that. So yeah, I will show you how I've laid it out. So here's my bateen. It's in a lovely, I think it's a viscose crepe that I got a couple of months ago from Maeve's Dress Fabrics. I got it in another colour as well. But this is how I lay out my bateen, and you can see I can get it out of 1.5 meters there absolutely perfectly. Now the pattern does call for, I think, 2.5 meters, but I find if I fold in the edge there, I can get the bodice, and I fold in the edge there, I can get the skirts. And I cut out a size 4. It measures up to my body measurements perfectly. And I didn't make any adjustments whatsoever on the last one. Now I'm going to make this one a tiny little bit longer because I am finding that the dresses I made during the winter to wear with tights are just that tiny little bit too short at the moment to wear with sandals. So yeah, all that ready to go. Very little waist. So I can't wait to get started on that. I think that's going to be a really lovely comfy wear. So that's my next project, and I also have that fabric in a mustard colour, which I really like, and here it is. Now I had great plans for this. I think I got this back in possibly February, I'm not quite sure. Really like these. They were really reasonably priced. There's a lovely, almost like a little texture and a slight little creasing to it. So I think this is going to be lovely to wear. thinking that maybe this might be a Valerie dress because I am a bit of a Valerie addict. But we'll see, we'll see. It could end up being another Bettine because they are really lovely to wear at the moment. So my next video I'm going to film is a roundup of all my May makes. And I know you've seen them all in these daily or weekly vlogs, but I'm just going to do a little roundup and talk about a few plans for June. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.